There's something to, and I think as organizations report their diversity numbers, right? It's like we have to be able to be very real about what it is that we're saying.
Yeah.
So talking about customer facing roles in the sense of a call center or support roles that are under $100,000 a year, right? Like in terms of annual compensation, we see great diversity, right, across the
Yeah.
industry. So, as a Black professional looking around, looking at representation in the field, I don't have any questions about whether or not I can be a claims adjuster, or if I can be an underwriting assistant, or if I can be in a distribution call center, right? Like, there's a plethora of people who look like me and
Yeah.
come from places similar to what I have come from and share my cultural background there. But when I look up into the C-suite inside of an organization, right? Like, I remember um, interviewing for a role, and I had gone to visit the office, and so I was going to be working on, I think at that time, the 17th floor, right? And so I asked the question of the recruiter around the diversity statistics, and I got this fantastic number, right? Like
Yeah.
out of X number of employees, and I think it was like 30%, 35%. And I said, so of the people who work on the 17th floor, right, like which was an indication of the title and role and responsibility
Yeah.
of leadership in the company, right? Like at the right below the executive, like senior manager and executive levels, what does the racial and ethnic diversity look like there? What does the gender diversity look like there?
Yeah.
And it was like those were very different numbers, right? Because for
We
me, I'm like, I started my career in a call center with Macy's, so it's very much surrounded by a lot of people who look like me. But then when I went into stores leadership meetings and to do training there, when I was in the corporate office downtown, presenting to the group vice presidents and senior vice presidents, often I was the only one in the room.
Yeah.
And that was true of most of my work experience when I'm on the 17th floor or the 41st floor of a building where all the senior leadership sits. I'm generally the youngest person in the room. I'm likely the only person of color in the room, and if not, like maybe one of two, maybe three if we're having a good day. And so like we've really got to be very real around what does the leadership look like inside of our organization at each level.
Yeah.
And one thing I used to ask senior leaders as a consultant, and I encourage everybody to borrow this question as well, is I say outside of when you walk into work, outside of the security guards, right, that are staffing the building, outside of the maintenance workers, right, outside of administrative professionals, how many people of color are you interacting with as you look at your calendar for the week, right? Like in each of the meetings that are filling our calendars on a half-hour basis or an hour basis, how many people of color are in those meetings? And what roles are the people of color playing in those meetings? Are they there to present? Are they decision makers?
Yeah.
Are they co-owners, right? And that's what really paints a picture of how diverse are you as an organization.
Yeah.
I'm Omari Jahi Aarons, Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer of the National African American Insurance Association, and this is the future of insurance.